What's up, y'all? This is I Ride Share 2, and it's your man Vince. And I'm out here doing my thug zizzle today. And I had to tell you, today has been a trip. I've had some funny experiences today. One of the funny things is, hold on, I'm checking to see if this camera's on. Had the sun glare, so I couldn't really tell. So check this out, y'all. I get up, and the first thing I notice is that it surges later in the day during this period of time and whatnot. So I got out around 8-ish, 8 a.m.-ish. Even though it surged a little bit earlier than 8 a.m., maybe a quarter to 8, but I missed that surge. So when I got out, it wasn't really doing nothing initially, but then it lit up like a firecracker. And what happened? My first ping was a 0.6. And it said the ride was greater than 45 minutes. So I was like, cha-ching, bingo. And went to pick this person up. They're in this big complex, man. It's over by, what's that shopping area? Whatever. I'll think of it once I finish this video. But it's a big complex. It's huge, and it's gated, but it's loosely gated. You pull in and they'll raise the gate for you, or gates already be open. And it's a huge apartment complex. So I get to in front of the building where the GPS led me to, and I get a call. And then the guy calls. He was like, "Oh, yo, you passed right by me." And I was like, "I did." I was like, "I'm by," I think it was called Tower 47, if I got the numbers right. Yeah. And I said, "This is where the GPS led me." He was like, "No, I put in my exact address, so the GPS was wrong." And I was like, "Okay, how far back are you?" And he couldn't say. He was like, "Just come back this way." I said, "What does that mean?" You know what I mean? You're being very vague. I didn't say that to him. In my mind, I was saying, you're being kind of vague. And what does that mean? You got to come back this way. I said, "How far back are you?" He couldn't say. You just have to come back this way. I was like, "You don't know how to estimate distance?" He was like, "Oh, 600, 700 feet. I didn't even need it in feet. If he could have said, "Well, if you come back, and then you'll see this and you'll see that." You know what I'm saying? Give me some landmarks so I'll know. You know what I mean? And he was just being, in my opinion, difficult as to what he meant by come back. Because come back is very arbitrary. I could have came back and passed him by again. Even though he said he was in Tower 48, I was in Tower 47. So obviously it was the next building. Right? So I was like, all right. After he made that 600, 700 feet remark, I said, all right, I'm on my way. And then, and that's another thing. When I went back, he was on my left. He could have said that. Yeah, when you come back, we'll be on your left. You know what I'm saying? Make things easier for me to recognize where they're at. And so went back, and there was two guys. One of them had waved to me, and so there was a little roundabout that you can drive in. So I went in a little roundabout, and one guy had a couple of backpacks. He had one in front and one on his back, saying goodbye to the dude. And I was like, all right. They walked towards the car, and I said, "Let me put your bags in the back," which he did. Now these guys, it took a minute before they even came to the car to say, goodbye to his friend. Oh, excuse me. Hate when people don't get in their lanes and they drive in and out of lanes, trying to have both lanes, you know. But anyway, so homeboy put his bags in the back. He gets in the car. He has the door open. Well, he's standing by the car with the door open, still saying goodbye to this dude. And I'm like, all right, man, I gotta go, you know. And then maybe he took umbrage to me saying, look, I gotta go. And then he sits in the car, and I was like, Chief, I gotta go. Could you close the door? And he was slow to close the door, like he was purposely not closing the door. And then he said, are you all right? I said, I'm fine. And I was like, look, I'm canceling this ride. He was like, what? What are you talking about? I was like, I'm canceling this ride. I don't have time for this, you know? And he was like, I was like, let me help you out. I got out the car, opened my hatch, got his bags. He got out the car and he was telling his friends, he's canceling the ride. And I guess his friend was like, why? You know, he's going to the airport. This is a $44 ride. And I said, well, I'll get it from somebody else. I was like, but this ride is getting canceled. And I was like, there's no arguing about it. Dude got his bags, closed the door. I got in the car. And then canceled the ride right quick. Uber asked, why am I canceling? That was, I forgot I had the app on. No surge. You know what we do when there's no surge, right? Decline. So, as I was driving off, I had already canceled the ride. And one of the categories when you cancel the ride is a personal issue. So I just wanted to hurry up, and I didn't want to study the thing. I just said personal issue. I can't even remember what else was there. I just know personal issue was up top. And I canceled it. And as I was driving off, his friend was saying, I guess his friend is the one that ordered the car for him. He was like, cancel the ride. But I had already canceled it, so I guess it doesn't, it doesn't happen instantaneously. He was like, cancel the ride. And then he cursed at me. I think he said, fuck face or something like that, or whatever he said. But I was like, whatever. I'm driving off. You can say whatever you want. And I drove off. Because, for one, some passengers think they can do anything they want to you in your car. Even if you rent the car, it's your car. It's under your control. All right? And I'm under the philosophy, I remember KRS-One said this. The rapper, he's like highly conscious now. I love to hear him speak. But he said, when you start chasing money, money stops chasing you. So in this case, they felt that just because I'm getting paid to ride him somewhere, drive him, that I had to put up with their BS. My time is valuable. Don't be wasting it. I'm like, what are you guys, lovers or something? Sorry, you guys, I forgot to turn this app off because the surges have died out. It's after. It's about 9:30 a.m. and the rush hour seems to have died down. It may pick back up. Who knows? I'll check after I do this video. But so I don't put money ahead of my integrity, principles, things of that nature. You can't treat me any old type of way because I'm getting paid to perform a service. And like I told him, he was like, and it would have been a nice little run. But, there are more important things for me. And hopefully, the next driver, this lesson he will learn, and he will act more appropriately with the next driver or drivers. To know that when you call a car and it arrives, it's time to go. You should have said your goodbyes before. So, sorry you guys about the app, but that's what it is. And I had two pings today where you know how these people are. They'll call a ride when they're not ready. I had two more rides in the same complex after this guy. Now I waited. As soon as the time goes to 3 minutes, the app says they're charging wait time and cancel if they're not here. But I've done that a couple of times and they don't pay you. So I said, let me wait till the 5-minute mark. Now I waited till the 5-minute mark when it said on the app and cancel, and I didn't get paid a cancellation fee. So obviously there's a glitch in the matrix when it comes to that. But I have to be honest and fair, is that 3-minute mark, that 3-minute mark comes pretty quick. But the app tells you to cancel if they're not there. So it's something funny about that. You may have to wait to the 8-minute mark to get paid, because that seems like it's more of 5 minutes waiting there. But I'll keep testing it and see. But I canceled on those two people today at the 5-minute mark. And personally, I don't like it when people call for rides when they're not ready yet. They try to time it and all this other stuff because they want you to wait. They don't want to wait. Uber should be like, you should be ready and waiting when you do a ping. Uber should be like, you should be ready and waiting when you call for a ride. Ready and outside already. Not still putting on your makeup or combing your hair, whatever you're doing. Whenever I call for a ride, I'm there in front of the building, waiting. The only time I'm upstairs is if I do a food delivery. And I have everything all laid out, my tip money. So, when I'm walking, all I have to do is walk out the door and grab whatever it is I need to grab. And I don't keep people waiting like that. But, that's just me. Everybody's not the same, I guess. So, but there it is. I just had to let you know about that incident today. So, have you guys had a issue like that where you've had to actually cancel a ride where you actually had to cancel a ride before the ride took place? Have you ever had anything like that? If you did, put it in the comment section below. I'd like to hear about it. I'm sure we all would. And how it is you keep getting these pings, but there's no surge. You see how often these things are coming in, right? But there's no surge? How's that? How's that even possible? But anyway, like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button so you can be alerted when I upload new videos. And y'all stay safe out there. Until my next video, I will talk to y'all. Peace and hair grease. All right? Bye.